If you bought a car 5 years ago, you owned it. You had the key, the title, and the mechanical relationship between your foot and the road. You could fix it, modify it, or drive it anywhere in the country without asking permission from a single corporation or government agency. But starting with vehicles rolling off assembly lines right now, that relationship is being severed permanently. Not by market forces, not by consumer choice, by a federal mandate buried inside a 1,100-page bill that almost no one read before they voted for it. Today we are doing a forensic audit of the kill switch law that Congress just voted to keep alive, why the technology behind it does not actually work yet, and what every independent mechanic in America already knows that the dealerships will never tell you. Every automotive overreach in history starts with the exact same word: safety. In November of 2021, President Biden signed the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. Most people remember it as the Roads and Bridges Bill. What they do not know is that starting on page 404, tucked inside a section called Advanced Impaired Driving Technology, is a mandate requiring every new passenger vehicle sold in America to be equipped with a system that can passively detect driver impairment and, quote, prevent or limit motor vehicle operation if impairment is detected. You are not blowing into a tube. There is no police officer involved. A computer inside your vehicle decides whether you are fit to drive. If it decides you are not, your car stops working. And here is what no one is telling you. The agency responsible for writing the actual technical rules, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, already missed its original deadline. They missed it because the technology does not work reliably enough to mandate. Their own 2024 report to Congress admitted they cannot yet build a system that accurately distinguishes a drunk driver from someone who is tired, diabetic, or simply wearing polarized sunglasses. The deadline slipped. The law did not. In January of 2026, Representative Thomas Massey of Kentucky introduced an amendment to block federal funding for this mandate. It failed 164 to 268. 57 Republicans crossed the aisle to defeat it. The No-Kill Switches in Cars Act sits stalled in committee. This is not a future threat. The legal framework is locked. The only question is when the rule gets written. So what does this technology actually require? Because the words kill switch sound simple. The engineering behind them is anything but. To passively detect impairment without any driver action, you need infrared cameras monitoring eye movement and blink rate, biometric touch sensors in the steering wheel, and cabin air systems reading breath chemistry. A central processor then interprets all of it against a behavioral baseline in real time. If any input glitches or misreads, the system flags you as impaired. And right now there is no federal protocol for overriding a false positive. The law does not include one. NHTSA has not written one. You are just locked out. A 2024 study by the Swedish Transport Agency on Volvo's driver monitoring system found that 15% of all impairment alerts were false, 1 in 6. Scale that across the entire American vehicle fleet, and you have an automated catastrophe with no human oversight and no recourse. But the technology failure is actually the smaller story. The bigger story is who benefits when this mandate takes effect, because it is not you. The average new vehicle transaction price crossed $48,000 in 2024. Auto loan defaults are climbing toward levels not seen since 2008. Repossessing a vehicle traditionally costs a lender up to $1,000 in towing and recovery. But if every new car has a federally mandated system that can prevent motor vehicle operation, a lender can immobilize a pickup truck in rural Montana from a Manhattan office without sending a single person. No repo man, no confrontation, no cost. This infrastructure already exists commercially. Subprime auto lenders have used GPS-based starter interrupt devices for over a decade through companies like Pastime and Spirion. The 2026 mandate does not invent the idea. It makes it standard equipment on every vehicle sold in America, regardless of your credit history. And if you think the automakers are fighting this federal overreach, understand why they are not. BMW charged $18 a month to unlock heated seats already physically installed in the vehicle. Toyota charged $8 a month for remote start using the key fob that came in the box. General Motors announced that active OnStar subscriptions will gate certain safety features in their 2026 lineup. The hardware is already there. The business model is the subscription. If they have the software architecture to disable your heated seats for a missed payment, the same architecture handles your engine. The mandate does not give automakers a new capability. It gives them legal cover to use the one they already built. Now, if this sounds familiar, it should, because American farmers lived through the exact same fight with a different machine and lost completely. In 2015, John Deere argued in federal court that farmers did not actually own their tractors. Because the engine ran on proprietary software, John Deere claimed the farmer had purchased only a license to operate the machine. A software fault mid-harvest meant no local mechanic, no aftermarket reset, just a John Deere certified technician at $200 an hour and a wait of days while the grain rotted. A Montana wheat farmer testified he lost $80,000 in a single harvest because his combine locked into a diagnostic loop during a software update at peak season. John Deere's response was that he should have scheduled the update during the off-season. That is the business model now coming to your driveway. Here is the piece that makes this difficult to reverse: right to repair. Every new vehicle built around biometric monitoring is engineered with an encrypted engine control unit that cannot be bypassed without triggering a fault cascade. Cut the wire to the cabin camera, and the computer detects an open circuit, throws the vehicle into limp mode, and refuses to start. You cannot reset it with an aftermarket scanner because automakers use proprietary diagnostic protocols that only their licensed dealers can access. The independent mechanic who fixed your car for a fraction of dealer cost cannot touch it. The mandate structurally eliminates him. Which brings us to the only practical response available right now. Stop buying into the new system. A real shift is already happening. Buyers who understand where this is heading are leaving the new car market entirely and moving into what is being called the analog vehicle premium. Vehicles built before 2015, before mandatory cellular telemetry and encrypted infotainment became standard, are appreciating faster than almost any other durable asset on the road. Think about what a PRE digital vehicle actually represents. A mechanical throttle body with a cable you can see and touch, a shifter physically connected to the transmission, an engine control unit with no cellular modem and no over-the-air update pathway, a diagnostic port that talks to any $50 scanner from any auto parts store. These are not nostalgic preferences. They are the technical specifications of a machine you actually own. The automotive golden age did not end when cars got expensive. It ended when the car stopped being your property and became the access point to someone else's platform. Buy old. Fix what you have. The wrench in your hand is not just a repair tool anymore. It is the last practical symbol of ownership left in the American automotive market. If you found this breakdown valuable, hit subscribe. We cover the systematic transfer of ownership from individuals to institutions, one industry at a time, and the next one is closer to your daily life than you think.